Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 is upon us. Your boys are back, and we got us an edition, season 3, episode 1, the Piledriver podcast. I am the best in the world. Below me, I think, is my co-host, the big dog, and to my right is the new addition to the group, to the family. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, I'd like to introduce you to my man Vince.
What's up, guys? And
How was everybody's New Year's?
Welcome, man. Good, man. It was good. How about you?
It was actually pretty solid. I slept and then I picked up Zoe from a party. I took my child to a party, and then I picked her up at 1:00. Like I feel like an old man. So other than that, it was real good. I didn't drink or nothing though, so I felt great today.
Good.
I drank. I felt like shit today.
Oh,
A little bit of hangover, but I'm good though, man.
That's okay. Vince, how about you, bud? How was your New Year's?
it was good. I just hung out, played this big board game. Took like 3 hours. Watched some movies. We don't really much over here either. So
Yeah. I know Vince is not really a drinker either. So, but yeah, that's good. Good to hear. But yeah, we are here. 2024 is upon us. Vince and I wrapped up 2023 with Neo Pro all wrapped up, and Vince actually got to go to another show. He went to Terror. What was it? Terror, AIW Terror.
Terror at the yes.
So
how was it?
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get into that with him.
Okay.
It was awesome. A lot of big heads came out for it. Just to start off, Joey Janela really came out, put out a really great show. Everybody was Kaplan. That match was absolutely insane. At one point, we all got to watch a bloody Kaplan wear a half of a door on his head.
I saw that. And then Joey Janela super kicked him in the face.
Yep. But
wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy match. Great turnout for that. And then they had a four-way fatal or a fatal four-way match pop off at the start. We had Josh Bishop, Tom Lawler, and then we had Shawn Mason and Dominic Garini. And then right at the very beginning of that, we saw Teddy Long come out and act a fatal four-way to a tag team because everyone was begging for it. That was awesome as well. Shaw and Dom have been a great tag team all year, so it was really cool to see them really just put forth an effort. Although they, Josh and Tom did end up, coming up on the victory. It was still a great performance by those guys.
Now, wasn't El Hijo del Vikingo there? Was he there?
Yes. So
how was that? Because that was my main wanting to go, was to see him, because that guy is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that was a great wow. So just to start, that was again, that was an actual fatal four-way that we saw actually go off, and it started. There was a little bit of a rocky start. Art did end up getting sick, so he did not be able to come out that night. They got Matt Cross to come in and fill in for his place, which was awesome to see. But we saw Gringo Loco, Vikingo, Matt Cross, and little Mikey Montgomery go at it. And I will say that just between Gringo and Vikingo, those guys really just put on for the crowd. They throw around their bodies, they throw themselves around, and they work really well together, to the point where one of the last things we saw was Gringo raise Vikingo over his head
and throw him through that door table makeshift thing. He picked him up gorilla press style and threw him down through it. That was nuts.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'll show you the clip. I was watching on AIW on Twitter X, whatever you want to call it these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Crazy. That was cool. So, and then we had one more real awesome guy show up. We had Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey. And his match with Dex Royal was awesome. So Dex, I've seen fight a few times.
I've heard good things. John Thorne. He actually posted something on X and said, if you're not on the bandwagon, hop on it now before you lose out on it, or miss out on it, because he's good.
Yes, he's good. He's got this early I hate to put it on, but the early rock vibe. He just
Okay.
real good showman. He flies high. Watching those two guys go at it was really awesome. They don't call speedball for nothing, because that man is fast, especially with no shoes on. So that was cool to see. I have never seen anyone without shoes on. So some of the kicks I saw were real incredible, and it was awesome to see Dex actually take the win. He's a very humble wrestler, so seeing him in disbelief standing there after that match was such an effort. I feel like that was such a well-deserved W in his side there.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
I think if I've ever seen anybody wrestle in person without shoes on.
I have. I've seen Riddle. I've seen Riddle at NXT. When he had
yeah.
Yep. Remember, because he came out in the flops and he did the little jump kick thing.
Oh,
So,
yep.
Now I just, I want to introduce the people a little bit to Vince. They know a little bit about us. Vince, who's your favorite wrestler ever? Like, if you have to pick one, you can give me like 2 or 3 if you have one from different eras. That's fine.
Okay. I mean, right off the top of my head, it's always been Sabu. ECW. I've always been into ECW.
I was gonna say Vince is a real ECW. Like, when we went to the All Wrapped Up show, we basically talked ECW like for a majority of the drive.
Yep.
I love it.
That's like been my go-to, and obviously, if it all sticks with Sabu, the man, genocidal, homicidal, suicidal, one of the men to do it. And then on top of that, just his runs with, tag teaming with Rob Van Dam was always really cool to see. And he'd probably be my second for sure. Those guys go hand in hand. And then, of course, I'm going to just give Fonzie a shout out, because Fonzie's the man.
He did tell me, hey, Vince told me some stories about Fonzie, dude. We'll have to get, these are off podcast stories. But yeah, we'll talk about it, because, hey, Vince has told me some cool stuff about Fonzie. So shout out to Bill Alfonso, because he's definitely, we're gonna get him.
Shout out.
We're gonna get him inebriated
awesome.
with the Piledriver podcast.
That'd be awesome. Definitely be down.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome, dude.
You said most of your. Go ahead, Dean.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
most of your favorite wrestlers are ECW style. Who would you say is your favorite indie wrestler right now, if you have one?
So like right off the top of my head, Josh Bishop. Right now he does ECW title. I think that's just absolutely awesome. He's got the Sid Vicious vibe.
I was gonna say, yeah, he looks like Sid Vicious.
So he puts on, every time I see him, I get so excited.
Well, I don't know. Let me just jump in. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know if you've seen the news already. Neo Pro has actually announced their championship match main event, Vince, for the White Noise show on February 17th. Did you not see it?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Patrick Hayes will be defending his Neo Pro Heavyweight Championship against Joshua Bishop.
Oh, man,
live
great.
at Stark County. They already got us locked up on tickets, so just we'll get on that, and we'll pay for our tickets when we pay for our tickets. If you want to ride with us, you're more than welcome, as always.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be at a different venue. It's not as far this time either. This one's only about 45 minutes away. So, but yeah, we always have a lot of fun at Neo Pro. But yeah, that was announced today, so we were gonna get to that, but you kind of segued into it perfectly.
Hey, perfect.
Yeah, Josh Bishop is he's solid. He was in the Neo Pro. They had Fatal 4-Way before Patrick Hayes was crowned, kind of to announce challengers. The 4 contenders was an eliminator match, and he was in one of them, and he went crazy. He got pinned real early and went crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, he's just a big man. Reminds me of Sabretooth. He's just a dude too, and very, another one of those humble guys that, you take a moment, you say what's up to him, and he always wants to say something back, so it's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, every time I've had the chance to even speak with him kind of in passing, even, he always made time to say, hey, what's up? Shake a hand real quick, even if he's super busy. He always just seemed like a real cool dude.
I appreciate that stuff.
For sure.
Shout out there. You got to see a title change too.
I did. That was a pretty big upset. I'm not gonna lie. You know, that cash in, Jaylet, Eric Taylor. Ooh, that was something else. Watching PME getting locked up, handcuffed to the sides of the ring. It was something out of out of a pay-per-view, if you want to be honest. I was not expecting, actually, to be honest, I don't think I've seen one actual title transfer before. So seeing that, actually seeing a cash in and a title getting transferred over, that was a big deal.
Hell yeah.
I hate to say it, Eric, he gets a bad rap. He's part of a bad crew, but kudos to him. He puts on, he really puts forth for what he does is his company AIW and everybody. I think he deserved it.
I was shocked to see
100%.
that.
I was gonna say I
West-
saw it. I didn't mean to cut you off. Justin Summers posted a picture, him and
Oh,
the
yeah.
new champion, and I was like, "That's fucking sweet."
Right. I mean, I love me some Wes Barkley, but
For sure.
yeah, I was really shocked to see that went down. I was like, oh my.
Yeah. Oh, no one knew what was going on for a moment there, and then next thing you know, you just hear him say, Eric Taylor has cashed in his Jaylet trophy, and you just see him coming running after everybody else that just whooped on Wes. And again, it was a hard sight to watch, but that's part of it. That's part of the gig
Yeah,
here.
it was hell good. Congrats, Taylor.
Yes, I think his whole family there too, which I think is awesome. Just to see the support. I think you could hear the hype. You definitely heard some other things getting said after everyone's cheering for Eric Taylor, but that again is part of the fun. So
Right.
and then
No, that would have been awesome to watch live, man.
yep.
Overall, it seemed like
I was gonna say, from what I saw, it looked like a great show. I saw pictures from Jocelyn Navarro backstage with Teddy Long. One of our good friends, Dom from Powerbomb Jutsu, he was with Teddy Long, and it seemed like a really good time. Every time we've ever been to an AIW event, we've had a phenomenal time. So it was really good. But let's talk about Neo Pro. Let's get back into that because, like I said, we got White Noise coming up next on February 17th. Vince, your first Neo Pro show ever was all wrapped up. What
Yep.
did you think? And Dean, I forgot to mention, we did not rate. I didn't rate because you weren't there, so we didn't give it a rating last week. So now that Vince is here and Vince went to the show, we're gonna get Vince's first rating on a show, and I will give my rating for Neo Pro all wrapped up. But yeah, how was your first Neo Pro show, man? What'd you think?
So it was fun, getting to meet everyone that puts it on was really awesome. Everyone very welcoming. Immediately just noticed that we had a bunch of people that I recognized seeing either from Mega or AIW. So right away got my attention going. Just to be honest, you sent me the link, and the thing that stood out to me was the Santa Claus match. That was just such a really fun idea, and to see that in person live was cool. Definitely one of those a lot of heart in these shows. You can tell, especially with that last match, seeing the hometown hero going up against Patrick Hayes. That had that good feeling at the end of the day. That was also just great.
Even though he wasn't able to secure a victory, it was still the good feeling. And it's funny that you bring that up because I'm sorry I pulled off. I was on my phone for a minute. I was talking to somebody. It actually seems like we're going to be joined here shortly by the 5-star Thomas Adams.
Oh, cool.
Is going to be joining the Piledriver podcast. It's New Year's, baby. It's New Year's. I got a big show. For everybody. We got all kinds of stuff in the bag tonight. So yeah, I got confirmation from him. He's gonna be joining us as soon as he can. We're gonna get him on tonight, and he's gonna chop it up with us for a little bit. But yeah, so you'd say that match was your favorite of the night? Was the final match?
Yeah, definitely the final match. Of course, it was a hardcore match. Getting to see somebody get thrown through a table, that was everybody loves that.
Couple times,
yeah. So
yeah,
definitely the highlight. And then definitely for me, second would definitely be the Santa Claus match. But not just the Santa Claus match, but seeing the guiding light come back out with Santa Claus in hand and watching
Just
Big
absolutely
hallway.
murdered him.
that DED slammed him on the ground so many times. I don't even know how Wilbur got up. So
Yeah.
it was a good match. That was something else to see, you know, just Santa Claus. It was Christmas time. So perfect timing for everyone there.
Yeah, that was a cool concept that they had there, especially with Matthew Taylor. I mean, the way his character is, Santa, it was great.
We're talking about him. It was a great match. It was Vince. I think the craziest thing that came out of the match for me was the whole son spot with his son.
Yes,
that was fucking crazy. Like, Dean, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this at a show together. Like, imagine Brandon Xavier, one of his kids, one of his daughters, jumping in the ring like to help him. You know what I'm saying? Because like he's fighting Mike Michaels in a hardcore match that we've seen before.
Right.
And he starts getting beat up, and one of the daughters jumps in, and Mike Michaels just picks up the daughter. DVDs are through a table. Like, it was crazy.
top of Tom.
On top of Thomas Adams.
Oh, it was
Really?
bad.
Yeah, like threw Thomas Adams into the table, and he was kind of just like leaned on it like this, you know, kind of just laying there. And then Patrick Hayes with the running DVD through Thomas Adams.
Yeah.
And the kid. But the kid gave the thumbs up. The kid gave the thumbs up as he was getting carried out to the back. So that was kind of cool too, that he let everybody know that he was okay.
Yeah, it was a bad.
But
how many people were just like, what the hell just happened?
It was a crazy match. It was one of those matches, Dean, and you've seen these matches. We've had them before with Neo Pro, where I've literally had to get out of my seat. The cameraman and me took over, and I went and followed the action, so to speak. Speaking of, as we're talking about his match and the spot at all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Salem's own 5-star Thomas Adams.
How we doing? Can you hear me?
I can.
Absolutely.
How's everyone's night going? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
Great.
How are
Happy New
you?
Year.
Happy New Year.
I'm great. Couldn't be better.
Good.
So yeah, we were just talking about your Neo Pro match with Patrick Hayes, man. How you feeling after that? More importantly, how's your son?
Son is fantastic.
He's good.
Me,
all right,
I'm
perfect.
still a little beat up still.
Okay, well, I mean, that's as expected.
I was gonna say I think I'm finally getting around to 100%, but my body was pretty beat up after that one.
Oh, I can imagine. You got slammed through a table multiple times. So.
I mean, one of those was voluntary. He did a dive through the ropes. That was on his own free will.
Yeah. I tried. I laid it all out there to try to take him out, but damaged myself in the process.
I know. I think, like I said, and I said this last week on the show, man. I think your downfall was you got excited.
Hey, remember what I said?
We could play Fortnite later. Let them know. We could play Fortnite later.
Yeah, we'll play Fortnite in a little bit, but I got to do this right now, okay? So
The real one.
all right, I'm ready.
No, you're fine. But I think your downfall was when you went up top rope and you went for your frog splash or your splash, and that hometown love took over, man, and you took that extra 10 seconds to soak it in. Well, I mean, it was probably like a half a second, but it seemed like, forever up there, and that gave Patrick Hayes the little comeback that he needed, a little breath, so to speak.
I'm a huge believer of living in the moment, and that's a moment that I've waited a long time for, I think. And it was my downfall, but I wouldn't change anything about what happened,
Hey,
I'll remember standing on that top rope and hearing the crowd lift up. I'll remember that the rest of my life. I really will.
Dude, we were all rooting for you. It was ridiculous. Like, I had never seen it. And I thought when we first got there, it seemed like, because again, it was Neo Pro's first time in Salem, kind of just moving out there to see if we could get the building packed. And at first, and I know the first match was a pre-show match, and you had to get the VIP to get in to see that match. Mm-hmm. But it didn't seem like the building was going to be packed. And about not even a quarter away through the show, everybody seemed to show up, and that little tiny room, or what seemed, was packed to the gills, man. It was phenomenal. It was loud. It was great atmosphere, great venue. Actually, I would say
I tried to get my diehards to come out. I tried to get them to come out, sooner, but when they see, me in the main event, they try to just. They're not real big wrestling fans, a lot of my friends and family, so they just try to make it, to see me, and I always feel bad for that, but I tried getting them to come out, a lot sooner than what they all got there.
No, and I totally understand. I mean, and that's cool that they come out, even if they just come out to support you, because even if they just come out to support you, they still supported the business. They still supported NeoPro by paying for the ticket to come in the building.
Yeah, no, and they loved it, and they said they're definitely going to be back. Like a lot of
Hell
shows
yeah.
that, I've been on in the past, they said it was a little rough to get through some of them. But this one they said it wasn't rough at all. Like everything they seen top to bottom was just, they said it was stellar.
Well, that's the same with
That's
Vince.
awesome.
It was his first NeoPro show as well. So he was his first time coming to see NeoPro with me. And he said the same thing. He thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish.
Yep.
No, I'm really happy. I'm happy with the turnout. I'm happy that, NeoPro came down here to Salem, and I'm happy that I got to debut with a company, on Christmas in my hometown. It's just insane to me. Like that's something, like I said, I never even knew that I had dreamed of until it became a reality. And I just thought how lucky and grateful I am, because how many people in the business on Christmas weekend were getting to wrestle in their hometown? Like not many,
Yeah, that they didn't have to travel somewhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now,
been any shows in Salem in the past?
They've ran Dropkick Diabetes was there at the Quaker Hall in 2022, and then my buddies had ran a company back in like 2017, 2018, Quaker City Wrestling. They ran a few shows there, and then the pandemic kind of like stopped that, and my buddy, he ended up selling his ring and everything. But it's been I want to say like probably 4 years, something like that, since there's been like a mainstay company in Salem.
Well, from what I've heard, and especially since the way they packed the room, it seems like NeoPro's coming back. And I know that they did announce a show that they will be having another one at Quaker Hall. I don't remember the date off the top of my head,
but I believe it's in March.
Yeah. But the next one is February 17th.
It is
back at Stark County Fairgrounds at NeoPro's home, so to speak. Will we be seeing Thomas Adams at White Noise?
I plan on being in the building. As of right now, I don't know if I'll be on the show.
You don't know in what capacity, but you will be there.
Yeah, in some capacity, I'll be there.
Okay, all right.
Awesome.
Well, we'll be there. I'm pretty sure all three of us will be there now. The whole squad will be there.
Heck yeah! No, I look forward to it. And
to make that show.
I already told the management of NeoPro that after everything they did for me, giving me the closure I needed, like after the match, I talked about my grandma passing. It had been 20 years since she passed, and that was closure I needed for a long time, and NeoPro helped provide that. And
that was heartfelt shit, bro. Like you almost had me tearing up in the audience, because that was
all 100.
That was some deep.
I was say all 100% true. My dad, born on Christmas Eve. It was 2003, gets the call from his mom that she's not feeling good. He's trying to get her in the car, and she just collapsed in his arms. And, Christmas Eve is my dad's birthday too. So just imagine that. Like,
yeah, that would be fucking insane. I can't even imagine.
But no, look, I think I got the closure I needed. I really do. And I just wish my dad could have been in attendance. He was a little under the weather, but, he got to see the pictures, the video, and everything. So.
Well, I got some pictures I've yet to send you. I, was busy. It's been holiday stuff. I haven't got to the TikToks. I did make a TikTok today, so I got started on it, and I didn't want to overload the thing today because I did our yearly Piledriver as well.
Right.
Did you see?
I saw that. I saw that.
That TikTok was cool. I can't wait to get a whole year of those.
No, it had me, trying to, come up with a Piledriver of my own in my head,
Hey, there you go. I mean, special Piledrivers could definitely get you Wrestler of the Week. I'm just saying.
Right. You guys' holidays go good though?
Yeah, man. Everything was real solid, real smooth. No issues. My kids got what she wanted for Christmas. I got a couple cool things for Christmas.
I was saying, real success on my end as well. Like just kids were happy, and that's what it's all about, at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Yep.
I got a 17-month-old, so he doesn't really like. Next year he'll probably be
next year we can get Cam some presents and he can get into it. Some cooler, now he just gets baby things.
Yeah, and just little bobblehead,
Yeah.
He's
Hell
good,
yeah,
though.
hell yeah. Well, we're really excited, man. We're happy to see you. You put on a fucking phenomenal performance, dude. I hope we get to see you in the ring again sometime soon.
No, that's the plan. I got big goals for 2024. Like, you guys haven't seen the last of me, and
well, that's what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping it's
I'll tell
not
you.
just at Neo Pro too. You guys
Hey.
get out there to a few events, and I'm trying my damnedest to get my name out there this year and really take off with this thing. I'm 31. I still got plenty of time, and
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
ready to just rock and roll. I
Definitely.
want everyone, anyone.
Well,
ready
we're gonna
to
do our
it.
part to name out there. We've been
Oh,
telling
and I-
everybody.
I genuinely appreciate that. Like, I've been a fan of your guys' podcast since it started. I think since the first episode with Wilbur.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Been
We
tuning in
appreciate
from
that.
time to time, when I can, and you guys giving me flowers on the last episode. I can honestly say I wasn't expecting that. I don't think too highly of myself. So when you guys, you gave me those flowers, it honestly meant the world to me.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, you deserved them. We don't just give undeserving flowers for no reason. If a wrestler sucks, unfortunately, I'm going to tell you that you didn't put on that good of a match.
No.
Just,
That's
so
how it has to be sometimes, and
yeah, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I got to tell it like it is. Unfortunately, we are journalists over here at the Piledriver podcast, so I got to tell it how I see it. You might not agree with my point of view or my opinion, but that's why it's mine.
Exactly. And never change that.
Yeah,
Never
no,
change
100%. Like, and you said you got big plans. We said last week we got big plans. This is season 3 of the Piledriver podcast. So anytime that you feel like you got something you want to say to somebody, you let us know, man. You're more than welcome to come on anytime, bro.
Awesome, man. And anytime you guys want me on the pod, I'm here. I got a nice little setup. Like, I'm here anytime.
I know, and I heard you. I'm gonna get with you after this, and maybe we'll get together and play some Fortnite later.
Sounds good, my man. Thank you guys again for having me.
Hey, no
Yeah,
problem,
pleasure.
man. Thanks for joining us.
Hey,
Have a
later,
good-
guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right, and that was
Awesome.
Thomas Adams. That was Thomas. He just had jumped in for a quick second. We're gonna take a quick break,
5-star.
and 5-star Thomas Adams. My apologies. I don't want to disregard the man like that. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna be back. I got another special guest for you guys coming on the show tonight. So stick with us. I told you, baby. New Year's. Big thanks for the Piledriver podcast. So stick with us. We'll be right back, and got a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our New Year's show. It's a New Year's spectacular show. We've had 5-star Thomas Adams surprise you guys tonight. We've had 5-star Thomas Adams surprise you guys tonight.
Man,
I do have another surprise coming in. He's as soon as I get him in here, I've sent him. He's coming. I've talked to him. He will join the show. He was like Thomas said earlier, he was our number 1 guest ever on the show. His show might pop up on your screen.
Yes, he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the one and only Uncle Wilbur Whitlock. Turn your microphone on, Unc. We can't hear you.
There, Uncle Wilbs is having trouble with his.
That's all right. That's all right. Like I said, I surprised these boys. They didn't know you were coming on the show tonight. We wanted to just bring you right in. I had top 5-star Thomas Adams on earlier.
Ooh, this is a big show.
And it was funny because he kind of segued into it. He told us, he loves the Piledriver podcast. He's been a fan since day 1. He's been listening since episode 1 when our guest was the one and only Wilbur Whitlock.
Man, that's coming full circle then, isn't it? Let's get
And
it started.
It is coming full circle considering this is Piledriver season 3, episode 1. It's an honor to have you, man. How have you been? How was your Christmas?
More honor to be part of the first episode of the new season. Christmas was great. spoiled the kiddos. As you know, Mike and Vince, you know as well, it wasn't such a great Christmas for Santa on the 23rd. Santa had a little rough go of it by the end of the night. We'll talk more about that later. But on my man, kiddos are enjoyed. Everybody got spoiled. Cooked a mean leg of lamb over here on Christmas for dinner.
I saw your stuff you was cooking over there, Chef Uncle Wilb.
Uncle Wilb tears it out in the kitchen. But great my way. Everybody your way. Have a great Christmas. Mike,
Dean, look at that badass shirt Uncle Wilbur's got on right now.
WWE Slam, man.
I know that shirt is.
Oh man,
I went Browns
really
today,
like
so I got my Johnny Gargano on today.
Which, by the way, go Browns. Look, we could talk for an hour about our Cleveland Browns, but I know
100%. I mean, if you want to go ahead and do a quick little how happy you are, that's something we normally do, especially the Browns clinched the playoffs last week. We are officially going to the playoffs. Let's go, baby.
I think Baltimore, clinched the 1 seed, and Cincinnati's out. So this weekend, I don't think it's going to mean much. Let everybody rest, get healthy.
Yeah, I agree.
We're ready to dance in the playoffs. I can't wait, buddy. I
agree. I'm fully on board with a sit down of all of our starters.
Yeah.
PJ Walker in there, Pierre Strong.
Who would have thought?
My favorite video of the weekend was that. Did you see that? I know you've seen it, the David Njoku video where he's like signing stuff with that little kid, and then he's kind of just nonchalantly fist bumps, and he's like, "We're going to the playoffs, baby!"
Yeah. It was genuine excitement from the team.
Yeah.
The whole beautiful, man.
100%.
Great time to be a Browns and a wrestling fan.
absolutely.
Yeah. And that's normally how we do it. Bam.
Absolutely.
Cut the Browns, back to the wrestling, because we're proud of our Browns. We do it right here. But all wrapped up, Santa Claus, which turned out to be Uncle Wilbur Whitlock at the end, got the surprise. I'll call it the surprise victory, because once Matt Taylor realized that it was you under that thing, he was kind of taken aback, and that's when you were able to get the roll up on him and secure the victory.
Yeah, and that's the good part of all wrapped up in the story at hand.
Yes.
Matt wasn't happy with that, and I guess you can say he got his revenge. And I'm honestly, more than a week later, I'm still feeling the effect of 3 Sam Holloway choke slams.
Like they were high.
Long
Man.
way. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Let's you know what? Let's just go ahead. It's 2024. Let's open the show up the year with a bang. I'm gonna throw it out here. This is a Piledriver exclusive. So look, all wrapped. Look, man, it was 2 days before Christmas. I wanted to have a little bit of fun, Santa Claus. Win, lose, or draw with Matt Taylor, whatever. I just wanted to go out and have a little bit of fun. Well, and as we talked about then after the match, Sam got a hold of me in the back, threw me back.
He threw you out the curtain like you were nothing.
Yeah. Didn't see it coming, and there wasn't much I could do after that. Got hit with 3 choke slams in the middle of the ring. Matt was pouring wine on me. It was, he was trying to embarrass me, and he did. On top of all that, and you guys mentioned, back at Ascent, which I unfortunately wasn't able to make it. He's been kind of messing with Dontavio. I know there was some sort of weird video that happened at All Wrapped Up too. And I know, look, Dontavio is a good young kid. He's kind of gotten sidetracked with bad advice before. And I feel like there might be a path that isn't the best for him right now. And I can tell Taylor's been around as long as I have, man. Like he knows how to play the mind games. He knows how to manipulate.
Very, very well.
I see it from a mile away, and I'm not a fan. So I'm here on the Piledriver podcast right now. I know Matt will be listening. I know Jason and Danny will be listening from NeoPro. Look, not Santa, no messing around, no bullshitting. Wilbur Whitlock issuing a challenge February 17th at White Noise to Matt Taylor one-on-one.
Let's go.
Wilbur Whitlock challenging Matt Taylor right here on the Piledriver, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get the new year started, baby.
Wow. No problem getting that sucker signed.
Woo! All right. Well, as we all know, this episode will be out tomorrow, Tuesday. Danny and Jason are one of our first listeners every week, so I know that they're going to be tuning in just like you said. I expect no hesitation in signing this contract to this match. Man, and like I said,
I wanted to get that test and get it off early because I want to have a good conversation with you guys, have some fun,
Nope.
talk about white noise. But like, I had to get that out. I had to. Let's just get it off my chest right now. No bullshitting. No Santa. No nonsense. Wilbur and Matt. And honestly, I don't know if you guys know this, between OCW and all the stuff that our paths have crossed a million times. Never officially has it been Wilbur versus Taylor 1-on-1. Let's do it up. White noise, man.
Wow.
yeah.
What a
So you guys have never went
bombshell.
1-on-1?
Never went 1-on-1 before. Nope. I don't.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
I did the match with Santa, and again, just wanted to have fun. Wanted to, December 3rd, wanted to be a fun show. I wasn't even really feeling like Wilbur, man, myself. So for real, 1-on-1, Wilbur Whitlock, Matt Taylor, this will be a first time ever if that match is signed on the dotted line.
If Matt Taylor accepts, which I don't think he will, my only hope for you, as you know, is he will have help, so to speak, in tow. I hope you got eyes in the back of your head, Uncle Wilbur, because we don't need Matthew or Sam Holloway getting involved in a Matthew Taylor match.
No, not my first rodeo. If that match gets signed, I'll be ready.
Perfect. Now let's get to some fun. I can't wait to see Matthew Taylor accepts this challenge, which again I don't doubt that he will. You said white noise. Let's talk about white noise now. Hopefully, this will be the third announced match, if I believe I'm correct.
Yeah, you were there. It all wrapped up. So the first challenge got issued there, and that's been officially signed. I'll let you take it over because I'm excited for it.
Yeah, as he was saying, all wrapped up. Jimmy Shane came on the screen about maybe after the second match of the evening and issued a challenge to Ashton Day for a match one more time. They've each won one, so this is the rubber match. This is the end of them all. And then a couple matches later, Ashton called in via interwebs, satellite, whatever, but showed up on the screen and accepted Jimmy Shane's challenge. Only one stipulation.
Show one since the preview show in Hartville. It's been those two, going at it. So that's been almost a year-long feud. And as a matter of fact, I've seen the video online. It is official. Canton street fight.
Ashton said if he accepts, he wants it to be a Canton street fight. So the first match signed for White Noise, and we're back at Stark County Fairgrounds, the home of Neo Pro.
Yeah.
Canton street fight. Ashton Day versus No Shame Jimmy Shane 1-on-1.
And I know you've been an OCW. You guys are OCW fans, so you've seen Jimmy in some different, some wilder battles. Ashton's one of those guys too, where you see him, and you think that's a pro wrestler. That's a wrestler's wrestler, and he's incredible.
I agree.
I've some of his work, that kid is twice as tough as you would possibly think. He's going to be.
By anybody that listens to the Piledriver podcast, Ashton Day is one of my favorites. The kid gets it done, son. He's a great wrestler, in my opinion. This is going to be a rubber match for the ages.
Really good.
Can't wait. That's
Jimmy Shane's on a.
What was that being?
Yeah,
I'm just more excited about street.
Oh yeah, 100%. The street fight is. I mean, you can't ever go wrong with a street fight. Last time we saw a street fight, Saturday Night Special brought a turkey to the ring. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I listen to. I know both Dean and Mike. I know you guys both. Especially when a match is, starting to hit a fever pitch. You like having the stipulations. You like having a little bit of stakes. So I think this. Hey, like you said, they're at one apiece in wrestling matches. It's even Stevens.
Exactly.
Anything goes. We'll see who the better man is.
They had a singles match. They had a tag match. Now it's time for a hardcore match.
I'm ready.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And then just announced today on Monday, on the January 1st, Patrick Hayes defending his Neo Pro Heavyweight Championship against the one and only Joshua Bishop.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that'll be the main event, but what a main event that is. You guys, and Vince, I know you've gone to some AIW shows. You're probably real familiar with Josh Bishop and his work.
Absolutely. We were just talking about him earlier. He's one of my favorites. I love seeing him come out and perform. And when he does come out, he does just that. They call him the intense icon for a reason. He is a very intense wrestler and puts forth one of the best shows I've ever seen, really, locally.
Yeah.
He's like mini Sid Vicious.
Dude, he really is. He looks, and this is what, look, and I reached guys, close to a year ago when Neo Pro started. This is absolutely what the intention of Neo Pro is supposed to be. Like, this is very quickly become not just another independent promotion, it's become a destination. And Josh Bishop, very successful in AIW. He's very successful all across the nation. But hey, he's a Stark County kid. He's Northeast Ohio to the bone. NEO, Northeast Ohio, this belt is what it represents. It's if he's been he's a Northeast Ohio kid, then he wants to hold that belt and represent the entire area, because the whole podcast is about, this is a hotbed for wrestling right now, man.
No, 110%.
Right now, Hayes, and again, I didn't get my match with him. That was another time for another time.
You're still owed a rematch. We know this. This is
Hayes is the champ, man. Hayes earned that. I don't like.
I agree. I agree.
But Hayes wasn't, and if he's going to continue to be the champ, he's going to definitely have to earn it after February 17th, because Josh Bishop is no nonsense, dude. That's going to be a full day.
No, 100%, man. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
You were out with concussion. You were out concussion protocol. You weren't able to make the scheduled match. So they did what they had to do. He still earned the match. He fought Ashton Day. He fought Alex Daniels in a triple threat match. He still won that match. He wasn't just handed the title because you were out with injury. I fully respect the man for going through and doing his work to take home that belt. But that doesn't negate from me, in my opinion, that Wilbur Whitlock is still owed a match, at least for the championship, because it was supposed to be Patrick Hayes versus Wilbur Whitlock for that title.
And I appreciate that.
You earned that shot.
Dean.
You made the Piledriver video twice for that shot, all right?
And somehow lived to tell the story. And hey, you guys, everybody voted at the Neo Pro Awards, correct? We did. Yeah, and listen, I'm not that kind of guy that will ever vote for myself for the Wrestler of the Year. That's not who I am. But Match of the Year, it was Wilbur Whitlock, Dom Guarini, Bryson Teller, and Andrew Pallas. I'm going to tell you right now, that match was incredible. I was fortunate enough to come out on the other side as the winner of that match. So, as you mentioned, man, I know I earned my shot.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. That's Jason and Danny. That's all I'm saying. He earned it.
I got a
match in your back pocket at some point. I'm not saying it has to come now because you got other things you're working on with Matt Taylor. That's fine.
Yeah.
But at some point, you are owed a title shot in the near future.
I appreciate it, boys. I really do. I'm looking forward to it.
So, so far, those are the only matches we've had announced for White Noise.
Yes, sir.
Now, there's been all kinds of stuff happened in 2023 to Wilbur Whitlock. What was one of the most, things that made you the happiest, man? Like what? I know. I kind of think I know what you're going to say because you posted a video yourself. And if you follow Wilbur on socials, you saw his video. So I kind of know what you're going to say, but just go ahead and rehash it here for us if they didn't see the video.
And I encourage everybody to check it out. And, you guys are as real can be. And so I'll be real with you all as we talk about it. At the beginning of last year, I got diagnosed with a neurological disease where I lost my eyesight. Like, it was gone. I was in rough shape. Luckily, CAT scan, I had multiple MRIs. Everything came out fairly clear, but what I got going on, it can be monitored. I got a relatively good, clean bill of health. So I went from not knowing if I was even going to, how much longer I was going to live, to get a clean bill of health, feeling good. As Jason and Danny have been friends of mine for a while. They asked for my help, trying to get Neo Pro off the ground. And that was where I said, hey, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's put everything into it, man. And Canton, Ohio has been my hometown for practically my whole life. So you want talk about my favorite moment. Honestly, it was when that first bell even hit at Neo Pro at Canton and watching it take off and seeing the full house. You guys there, front row, man. Like, we did it. And I knew. Look, I knew. I'm a Canton, Ohio guy. I've wrestled around here for 20 years. I've lived here longer. I know, man. I know Kenton's my people. I knew I'd get a nice reaction. But you asked for my personal moment. That main event, man. That first show, Neo Pro 1.
Where the building was literally rattling with people chanting your name.
Buddy, how do you describe? You know what I mean? It's humbling.
Just like that. Just like that. Like the walls were fucking shaking. People, Wilbur, and they were going nuts.
And I, that's appreciated for me personally, but I really think, honestly, the fans even knew, like, y'all just had a fucking amazing night of wrestling. And I know, and I did. I had a part in putting that together. Look, Jason and Danny, though, they deserve, they built the entire cake and the majority of the icing. I might have put a little special.
Oh no, and we've had them on before, and that's part of the reason. And like I said, we know they listen, so we'll give them their flowers because they're gonna hear it. Because they won't give them to themselves. We've had them on. They don't want to talk about themselves at all. They just wanted the work to speak for itself. And I respect the hell out of them for that. So I will give them their flowers. I sold the show to Vince all wrapped up. When I tell anybody about NeoPro, I tell them, and Vince will attest. I said, they contacted us for their first show and said, hey, we'd love for you guys to come out and kind of, review our show. We showed up and we've never missed a NeoPro show since. That should speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? That should speak for the product. And, Vince was like, hell yeah. And Vince said he loved it. Vince had a great time.
Can't appreciate it. Sorry, bud. Go ahead. I apologize.
No, you're good. I say absolutely great show. And like I said earlier, you put on an amazing match, both with Matt and also at the end. Even though you got slammed so many times, you still got back up, showed him what was up, and that's at the end of the day, that's the most important part of it.
Appreciate it, Vince. Yeah, man. We and this was the goal. This is what I wanted, and then what I wanted has been contagious because we just wanted a great show with great talent. And again, a lot of these guys have been my friends for 20 years that I've gone around and made towns and everything where I've met a lot of really good friends along the way. And I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be here in Northeast Ohio. Some of your top guys from, Western Ohio, Cincinnati area, Indiana, some of the top guys from Michigan, some of the top guys from the Pittsburgh, West Virginia area. And then, of course, the people that are here, some of the mega stars, the AIW stars. Let's get a little bit of each of those. Get them right.
It's such a melting pot of wrestling. Like it doesn't seem as if anything is like, there's nobody that's in that doesn't want to come to NeoPro, it seems. Everybody wants to come. It's the new kid in town. It's the new kid in class. And it's working.
And then, that's what I want.
2024.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Dean.
What'd you say,
No,
Sam?
I was just saying, I think 2024 is huge for NeoPro.
It's the plan. It's the plan. And what's really cool about that is that we go back to all wrapped up. Thomas Adams, he's from Salem. And Thomas Adams is a dude that I've known for a while, and I think that kid has a lot of potential. And he'll admit this. I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to him. Sometimes he's been his own worst enemy as far as advancing himself in his career. But Salem is his hometown. He was the one who came to us saying, listen, I know a building. I want great wrestling in my town. He wasn't a part of our roster. He had never wrestled on our show before. But he's
I agree.
This is what I want in my hometown. This is the kind of wrestling I want. And I said, man, appreciate it. Yeah, let's go talk. Let's go figure out. Let's go find a spot in Salem where he's from. And I don't think that's going to be the last you see of that. I really don't. I think, as far as Jason and Danny want to take it, I think.
Well, I was going to say they did announce, and Thomas said it earlier. I believe in March we're going back to Salem at Quaker Hall.
Yeah.
So they announced it at the show, and I don't believe we talked about it last week on the pod when we reviewed All Wrapped Up. But yeah, they did say for February they're going back to Stark County Fairgrounds, and then in March we're going back to Salem, back to Quaker Hall. So I loved that venue. I thought it was nice. It was good. It placement was cool.
Oh yeah.
The food was solid. I don't drink, so there was alcohol there. So if you alcohol, that's fine. I don't alcohol. But yeah, the food was good. Me and Vince got a sampler and some fucking chicken wings with porter. It was huge. Great food there. So
yeah, So that's, as Dean mentioned too, man. I think 2024. I think it's exciting. I think you're going to see more shows in Canton, back to Salem. Hey, and any other towns that are nearby, Northeast Ohio. If you want a good wrestling show, in your town with some top talent, top production, fans that seem to just come out and flock. Like, again, we're only 1 year in, so I'm not trying to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think it was a really successful year, not just for us. You guys have been covering everything. I think it's been a great year for independent wrestling as a whole, man.
I agree with that 110%. As from Mega to AIW to Neo Pro to Wrestling Revolver going all around, like independent wrestling is hot right now. Mustafa Ali left WWE and just dropped a bombshell as he's wrestling all in these independent circuits all over all over America. Elias just buried Elias today and renamed, and Elijah was born, and Elijah will be in Elizabethtown, PA coming soon for IWC. Like, independent wrestling is where it's at, and I hate to say this because I'm not the biggest fan of him. It's Cody Rhodes, dude. Matt Cardona, people like them that got fired from WWE and went and just blew the indie scene up, and that's
reinvented. Yeah. And I mean, you guys already know how many people have come out of AIW and Mega and IWC. Wrestling Revolver gets AEW stars in now. John Moxley's there now. But you get so many
We're
guys.
Trying to head down to Dayton next. I believe it's in January. We're trying to head down to Dayton.
Say hi to Jess and Sammy for me. No, but you got guys that they're not far. They're on the cusp, but they're going to be on your TV every week. So, we say this every time, but man, you get a chance to check out your local independent show from these promotions that we're mentioning. You got to do it. Go check it out live and in color and be a part of the experience, because that's really what it is. It's an experience more than a show to be at a great independent wrestling.
No, I agree. And I'm gonna do a quick little plug, real quick. January 13th, Parma at the I think it's the FOW. RSW will be in town for Parmageddon. The card is stacked. Tommy Irish versus Anthony Rucker, Ashton Day in a #1 contenders match, Mount Kilpis in action, Air Duzan in action. It's going to be a great show. That's RSW in January. Then in February, you have February 3rd, Mega Championship, No Frontier, or the New Frontier, I'm sorry. And that match, we've only had a couple matches announced for that. That card's going to be stacked. We already know. I know that Ashton Day has to fight Shane Mercer. So I'm a little worried for Ashton. And then February 17th, 2 weeks after Neo Pro, all White Noise.
Dean, you saw that tape on Shane Mercer too?
The one where he's doing fall away slams off the top rope.
Woo-wee. I'd only heard.
Have you seen that? Look, I saw Vince's eyes light. You haven't seen that, Vince?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, I'll send you this video. Shane Mercer, he's fighting Ashton Day at Mega Championship Wrestling, the New Frontier. He he'll pick you up fall away slam style, run, jump to the middle rope, do a backflip with you.
What?
He's legitimately crazy. I can't wait. He's called the Iron Demon or some shit like that.
Okay, cool.
There, what you just mentioned was not even 2 full months. Call it 6 weeks of independent wrestling. Loaded shows.
100%.
Yeah.
The Iron Demon, Shane Mercer. So, and that we got that match, and then Colt Johnson will be taking on Miles Jacobs in a rematch,
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, this feud's been going, and I can't wait for it. And then in the latest update, Bryson Teller still kind of in his feelings, if you've seen it, about losing the championship to Alex Daniels, was joined by one of his oldest friends. And it's the tag team I didn't know I needed, man. Bryson and LSD are going to tag up and go after Cash Inc. in the Mega Tag Team Championship. It hasn't been announced for a New Frontier, but I can't wait for that. We just saw Cash Inc. at All Wrapped Up. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up a victory, but Members Only was able to handle business. But, I mean,
that was, man.
Everybody's working together, and all of our wrestling friends are everywhere, and it's great.
That's what it's all about, man. Like especially when you talk about guys like those are young guys. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if any of them are over 25 between the Cash Inc. guys.
I don't think so. I know for a fact Cash Inc. Gavin and Skylar are pretty young.
Yeah, so you're talking about guys that are they're already doing a lot. Members only's getting around everywhere. Cash Inc. is the current mega champs, so like they're already doing a lot, but they got time on their side.
Two-time mega champs.
Mega champs, but
put some respect on my boys.
But in reality, they're just getting going in their careers. So to get a couple of great teams like that was the opening match at Neo Pro. Like you know, even for me, I'm just on the outside looking in. Like that's a match. That's the match that people will want to see. I mean, you got two of the top teams in the entire Cleveland scene that really the paths haven't crossed, and there it was. You know, opening bout, Salem, Ohio.
Go ahead.
For the work that you know we put in so far in Neo Pro to give that back to y'all. You know, boom, that's the opening top tag teams.
I was gonna say it hasn't really been announced or really even talked about yet, but we know as any wrestling promotion, Neo Pro being still a new one, at some point, eventually, Neo Pro will introduce some tag team championships.
I think it's coming sooner than later.
Cash Inc. Saturday night special, Studio 86, members only, and that's only a couple, man. The Neo Pro tag team scene has been on fire too since it debuted. I mean,
yeah, we have Brucey got hurt, but DD Trash, we already had Ronnie in, so DD Trash, I believe, will be coming aboard. Hey, look, you know I love my Saturday night special boys. Those guys are my nephews. Love those boys coming up.
Oh yeah. Me and Twist, when we were karaokeing, me and Twist, we had a couple of moments. That's my boy.
So, you know, hey, maybe I enjoy, I kind of enjoy their jig, you know, a couple cold beverages and just beating the crap out of your friends. I like where that comes from. So those are my boys. Studio 86, they're a bunch of dickheads, but hey, you can't deny their success.
Exactly. They're undefeated. They're assholes, but they're undefeated. Somehow, some way. But yeah, like you said, everything has been top notch for Neo Pro Wrestling, man. We can't wait to see what the future holds. We're really, really excited for White Noise. Like I said, we will all be in attendance. We will all be front row chilling. I can't wait. It's gonna be great. As for the challenge, Matthew Taylor has been challenged by Wilbur Whitlock for White Noise. He just wants a piece. He wants a piece.
It's on the record. It's live and in color.
Live in color, yep, right here.
Like you said, hey, I know Sam will be close in tow. Who knows what Jaxie Black might have planned? I know. I'll be ready. We got time. If he accepts this challenge, I'll be ready to go.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we can't wait. Thank you so much for hanging out with us as always. We definitely love having you on as always. It was good to see you and all wrapped up. And I got a hug from Santa Claus, so it was pretty good. Yeah, Dean, yeah, that's right. Be jealous.
Dean, I got an extra big hug.
Extra bear hug for Dean at Stark County Fairgrounds. There's three of us now, so you're gonna have to get them arms extra wide.
I'll stretch.
Uncle Wilbur, thank you so much, man. We'll let you get back to it, enjoying the rest. I assume this is probably like us. It's your last day off for the holiday, and then you got to get back to your real people life.
We're back to the grind tomorrow, but hey, man, 2024, hail independent wrestling, hail the Piledriver Pod, hail Flacco.
Hail Flacco.
Yeah. and let's effing go. Go Browns. Love you, boys.
Love you too.
Super Bowl, Super
Browns. Yeah. I am the best in the world. That's my homie, the big dog. That's my buddy Vince, Uncle Wilbur. We are the Piledriver Podcast.